Motor vehicle crashes are the leading cause of death among teens in the United States, killing close to 6,000 every year. Teen deaths as a result of automobile accidents exceed homicides and suicides. In Los Angeles, California, the law firm of Steinberg and Spencer is working hard to mitigate this frightening and escalating trend. The firm has recently published a free guide for parents on keeping your teen drivers safe. Peter Steinberg, owner of the firm, is our guest today, and he is going to talk with us about this topic and his parent-teen driving contract and how he hopes it will empower parents to tackle these tough issues. So, Peter, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, Cindy. It's always nice to be here.
Well, Peter, where do we dig in here to address this topic of teen driving as it relates to safety issues?
Well, Cindy, there's some really good news here. And that is that reportedly 89% of teens say that their parents have the biggest influence on how they drive. So that gives us as parents an opportunity to seek to educate ourselves as to how to educate and instruct our kids in regards to driver safety. The fact is that the cause of most accidents can be attributed to plain old simple bad decisions. And if we can help our teens to make good decisions instead of bad ones, we can prevent many accidents and save a lot of lives. So right now, car crashes are the #1 killer of teens in the United States. And unfortunately, 11 teens die every day as a result of fatal injuries that occurred in an auto accident.
Wow. Well, Peter, where do we start?
You know, Cindy, I think the starting point today is our cell phones. Here are some facts that you'll find in our teen driving safety guide. Talking on a cell phone while driving slows a young driver's reaction time to that of a 70-year-old driver. And more than half of all teens report making and receiving phone calls while driving. I actually think that figure is probably a lot higher. But anyway, and texting these days is a factor in 200,000 automobile crashes last year, and over a third of those were caused by a teen driver.
These are really alarming statistics. So, Peter, how do we talk to our teens about driver safety? How do we convince these young people that they're not invincible and then help them grasp the weight of the responsibility that goes along with driving a motor vehicle?
Well, Cindy, the best defense is to talk to your teenage driver, to really seriously talk to them.
Well, can you give us some guidelines?
Okay, here are a few things. First of all, it's really important to talk to your teenage driver in a really meaningful tone. The conversation is not lighthearted or comedy, and it's not disciplinary talk either. It needs to be very serious. And it'd be helpful to give your teens some visual cues or visual aids. So it's, in our opinion, helpful to have a brochure on some safe driving tips or ideas. We also have a summer newsletter with some information that could be used, and that's pretty relevant. And we can also reference current events or a celebrity car accident, and not about parental experience that occurred 20 years ago, kind of in the horse and buggy era. I also think it's very important to encourage your teenagers to ask questions. If you don't have the answers, get them. And people are always welcome to call our office, and if we can be of help, we'd be happy to do that.
And Peter, you said you have a free guide to offer. Now, what is in that?
Well, Cindy, in our guide, you'll find some of the statistics that I've just gone over. And there's a section that tells you how to talk to your teen. What do you say and what do you tell them? And the guide gives you plenty of specific guidelines to do that. We also have a section that talks about what we call the danger zones of teen driving. For instance, one of the biggest danger zones is that teens are inexperienced. And it's important to know what these zones are so that you can educate your teenagers and advocate what to do. Another topic we have is the GDL law. This refers to graduated driver licensing, and it lets new drivers get on-road experience while driving gradually and under lowered risk conditions. Many parents we talk to don't even know about this law, and it's in place to help you train your teen to be a good driver. So the final section of our guide is a contract that we have devised that encourages you to have your teen sign as a pledge to abide by the guidelines that the two of you agree on.
You know, that's a great idea, Peter. Now, what's included in this contract?
Well, Cindy, the format is bullet points to identify what the teenager will do and what he or she will not do. And then we have some ground rules covering items such as curfew time, passengers, weather conditions, how far they can travel. And we spell that out for the first 4 months of their driving. Then the next 4 or 5 months, and then the remaining few months in a year. And there's also a section that allows the parent to write a short narrative of the agreed upon consequences that will result if the contract is broken. And then both parties sign the contract and date the contract.
Peter, this sounds like a fantastic tool to help turn our teens into safer drivers. How can someone get that guide?
Cindy, they can go to our website at www.steinbergspencer.com, and you'll see a link. Just put your name in it and email address, and we'll get that right out to you.
Great. And if they want to reach you by phone, how can they do that, Peter?
Oh, they can call us nearly 24/7 at 1-800-350-8888.
Peter, this has been very valuable. Thank you so much for writing this guide and making it freely available to the public. And thanks for being with me today.
Oh, you're quite welcome, Cindy.
This is Cindy Speaker for State Law TV.